Yo, what's up, guys? We're back here at the garage with Brzezicki Brothers Performance getting at ya. So, today I decided I'm gonna go over some of the wiring that I did to get my coyote swap running. So hopefully it would help somebody out, maybe how they want to run theirs or some little tips so they can make theirs a little better. It's on the Gen 1 control packs, Ford Racing control packs, and the Gen 1 Coyote. So let's get right to it. So like I said, we got the Gen 1 Coyote and the Gen 1 Ford Racing control packs. So first I'm going to go over some of the power wiring I did to get it running. And we got the battery mounted in the back. It's mounted in the back. Well, not mounted down right now. It's just sitting there. So I needed to get some of the wiring ran. But this is the power wire. And this is the power wire for the relay box for the control pack that you got to run to the battery. So run the power wire down there. Excuse my mess. Still wiring some of the stuff in for the Dakota digital gauges, as you can see. But the power wire ran all the way down there through the firewall. And we're using the old starter solenoid as the power distribution block now, as you can see. All the lights in previous interior wiring and the headlight harness and everything, all the power goes to here. So the power wire runs up to this from the battery, and then I got it going from here to the alternator and starter, and we got a 200 amp fuse in there. So I ran the power wire behind there, comes around, comes down through here, and connects to the alternator. And then I got it going from the alternator to the starter. Got a little heat wrap on it to help with the heat. So the power wire goes from the battery to the power block now, and from the power block to the alternator, and then from the alternator to the starter. And that's basically how I did my power wire. And then you could see the power wire for the relay box right here. I got the relay box mounted right up where the old computer went. Fits right in there pretty nice. And then we got the wiring here, the one plug we won't need, and the OBD2 port, which I'm gonna need to cut it and extend it so it reaches the driver's side. But you don't have to do that. You can leave it like that, put it up in the glove box or however you want to do it. But I'm going to extend it so I have access to it on the driver's side, mounted over there somewhere. And then this other wire right here is the ground wire off of the control pack harness that is also ran to the battery for the ground. And then I got the main ground wire mounted to the old quad shock bolt, because I'm not going to be using the quad shocks. And that's where I have the ground wire mounted to. And then I also have a ground wire right there from the frame to the timing cover, ground wire. And then some of the other grounds I got mounted up here. One from the engine harness and the control pack. Ground right there, extra grounds. Can't hurt to have extra grounds. So while we're over here, this is where I have the computer mounted. Sort of made my own bracket, or you can buy one of the brackets that are available for sale. And I ran the harness up through this hole through the firewall hole, and then hit the harness for the O2 sensors right down through there. Now for the O2 sensors, to make it work the way I had it, I didn't want to use the O2 extensions or extend the harness. So just on the passenger side, I had to get the truck O2 sensor because it has the longer plug, and it worked out perfect. And other wire I ran for the starter, comes down somewhere under there, runs down there, and basically follows the power wire down there. The starter wire from the control pack comes down there too and hooks up down there on the starter. But that's how I ran my starter wire out of the way. Some little tabs on the oil pan that I zip tied it to. You see we got the fan wired in there. I had to shorten, you don't have to, you can wrap it up, but I shortened the alternator plug. And then the mass airflow plug reaches over there. How I ran some of the wiring, I had to extend the wiper motor and the brake plug, fluid level plug. Had to extend this plug, harness. Had to extend them wires. I got some wires for the Dakota Digital for the water temp and the oil pressure sensor running down in there. Follows that. Goes down in there. But the control pack ain't too bad to wire in. It's pretty easy. It's like 6-7 wires. So previous video, I think I had it on the wrong wire, but the red and green wire for the 87 to 89s go on the brown with the pink wire, and then the red and blue goes on the white wire with the pink. And then if you want to either wire in the neutral safety switch or ground it out like I did, you just got to make sure the car ain't in gear when you go to start it. And then I don't know if this is right, but I did it, the tack lead I got running to the digital box front with the tack wire from the gauge cluster. Then we got the electric pedal with the scram speed mount, and I had to extend the pedal harness a little less than a foot to make it work. Some people get away with stretching it, but I didn't like it, so I extended it. Extended the harness right here. A couple wires for the pedal. Extended that. Then the fuel pump wiring, I ran it down here. I cut the wires off to make it straight 10 gauge. And I wired it into the fuel inertia switch to have a safety cut off. And then from the fuel inertia switch, I wired it to the factory plug. Wire it down through the plug. Some people wire it up to a relay, but the instructions say wire it straight to the fuel pump, so I wired it basically straight to the fuel pump, but with the safety inertia switch, so it could be a little safe. And then I'm gonna be running a Dakota digital dash, as you can see. Halfway through it. Got this plug done. Gotta finish that plug. But you can see all the mess in there. It's gonna sit up back in there. And then there's the speed dial, which I might not need, but supposedly it was needed and I have it. I don't even think it's made anymore. But you wire that to the transmission. You could either wire straight into it and then wire into the harness wires that I had, the added wires for it on the harness. So I got the speed sensor in between the green wires, the green wire from the speed dial and the green wire from the control pack harness. Otherwise, you can wire the transmission straight into the control pack harness, the green and white wire. Then the reverse lockout solenoid box, wired that in, had to wire that in, got that all finished. But for the most part, I saw the control pack wiring. It's not too bad. Some people run them different ways. This is how I ran it. It worked out for me. Worked out for me, running it like that. Coming in there, like I said, coming through the firewall. Had to extend them a couple harnesses. The truck O2 sensor. That's pretty much it. That's what it's looking like. So I hope that helped you guys out. Hit that like, share, and subscribe. Keep tuning in. If you want to need to know something about the wiring, the coyote swap, what I did, or how to do something, just hit me up in the comments, and I'll be glad to get back to you, help some people out. So keep tuning in till that next video. Peace out, everybody.